Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. One moment. Sit in chair, turn computer on, look into camera, smile, welcome people. Hello. Sorry, just do my checklist. Why do I need a checklist? Well, actually, I don't need a checklist because I don't have Alzheimer's and I'm not the leader of the free world. Of course, should you find yourself the leader of the free world and the Alzheimer's is kicking in and degenerating and rotting your brain from the inside, then maybe a cheat sheet or a to-do list, something like that, will prove very much beneficial. Maybe not as beneficial as spending a long time in a care facility for senior people with brain conditions. However, that's not happening to poor old Joe, a man who frequently gets lost in the White House, who sometimes forgets which room to enter, which door to take, or people's names. Anyway, we'll look at the article. Joe Biden accidentally reveals cheat sheet reminding him to take your seat, give brief comments, and depart. At meeting with wind industry executives, the president mistakenly showed photographers a list of instructions that had the advice, take your seat. The 79-year-old was instructed to speak to specific guests, ask them questions, and thank them before leaving. It's not the first time Biden appears to have been photographed using a cheat sheet in public meetings. It's not good that this so-called leader of the free world has to be told to take a seat, has to have a note saying, take a seat. God help us all. I believe the 25th Amendment starts to be, looked at here. Anyway, they have sparked major concerns for the president's welfare and mental capacity. As he approaches 80, I'm sorry, but that man is not in the room. He looks like, well, here we go. Here's the sheet. You enter the Roosevelt room and say hello to participants. You take your seat, press enters. You give brief comments, 2 minutes. You ask Liz Schuler a question. Note, Liz is joining virtually. He won't understand what that means. You thank participants, you depart. And they've had to put you in capital letters so that he knows that they're talking about him. Anyway, during the meeting with wind industry executives in the Roosevelt room at the White House, Biden flashed the 8-point plan for how to conduct himself to photographers. And rather than refer to the president by name, whoever typed up the note clearly intended it to be for the president's eyes only and instead referred to Biden as you in uppercase bold lettering. The detailed instructions were titled Offshore Wind Drop by Sequence of Events and told Biden to enter the Roosevelt room and say hello to participants, because entering a room and saying hello to the people inside there is not something he would naturally do. And the note then told the president to speak once the reporters had been brought into the room. You give brief comments, 2 minutes. After the reporters departed, Biden was told to speak to some of those present at the meeting. You ask Liz Schuler, president of AFL-CIO, a question, and then you thank participants and you depart. The meeting went down without further incident, but afterwards, eagle-eyed photographers quickly realised what the president had revealed. I'm looking at their faces and I'm seeing people with the concern that they're talking to an idiot. Especially the woman on the right. She looks like she realises that he's not there. Biden has continued to use such notes throughout his presidency, and they're sometimes handed to him during very public moments. Last July, an aide handed him a note saying, "Sir, there is something on your chin," and it alerted the president there had been something on his face for roughly the first 10 minutes of his virtual meeting. Yeah, probably a bit of egg from his breakfast, sitting there. When the nurse feeds him, sometimes it dribbles down. He had a yellow dot beneath his mouth. It was egg. This is a thing. It was the egg. He had a yellow dot below his mouth, and he carried on talking. He was then handed a note prompting him to wipe his chin and look at his hand. Yeah, this is the nurse who he gets hand fed of the morning. People don't realise that a nurse actually feeds the president. Earlier this year, Biden was mocked for using a printed cheat sheet of answers to expected questions when he faced the media to discuss the Ukraine, because he can't remember things. Short-term memory is the first to go. He can't remember what he had for breakfast. As soon as the nurse walks out, he's forgot he's being fed, He regularly uses cue cards and was photographed frequently with them during the campaign trail before taking office. That should have rung up alarm bells. I carry this card with me, Biden said, referencing the card. He used several cheat sheets during his first presidential press conference. Biden also utilised notes during the 2021 summit with Putin, and while touring the damage of Hurricane Ida in Louisiana, and while calling on reporters to the G20 summit in Rome. And there's the note that you picked up there, sir. There's something on your chin. America, this is your president. This is the man you've entrusted to save the world. And there's the picture of all the reporters, and as you see, the various faces, names, and the seat numbers. And there's his cheat sheet. And there is in fate. They always say, it's like riding a bicycle. Once you learn, you never forget. I won't go on because actually, I'm getting into the realm now of mocking an old man who needs sympathy and help. And I'm not going to be that guy. But America, seriously, you need to invoke the 25th and let this man sort of disappear off and get the care he needs. Anyway, I shall come up and round off. It's actually quite frightening that he remains in office and is making decisions. But of course, he's not making those decisions. He's now just a figurehead, a sock puppet. But the American people, and in fact the Western world, needs to know that the President of the United States is no longer fit for office. And he needs to go. And I think it's the kindness. It would be the kindest thing to do. Anyway, round off there. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell for future outputs. Leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, and goodbye.